Miss Woodcraft-Scott, it is heartening indeed to acknowledge the support of the Emirates Foundation, whose core values of respect, courage, inspiration and ambition are epitomised by yourself and by today's graduates through a shared commitment to scholarship and pragmatic research in and for the nation. I now call upon one such graduand, Mr. Rashid Raza, graduating with distinction as a Master of Science in Sustainable Design for the Built Environment, to deliver the graduand's matriculation address.
Assalamu alaikum. The Chancellor, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the Vice Chancellor Professor Abdullah Al Shamsi, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, staff, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and graduates. It is indeed traditional to start a speech by saying that it gives one great pleasure and privilege to address this august gathering, but I will be certainly failing in my duty if I do not admit to how much of a pleasure and privilege it really is for me to address you all today as the graduate speaker. My life itself hasn't necessarily been poetic, nor do I have any romanticized twists to inspire you all, but I do hope the few minutes that I speak today will be of some benefit. Graduates, you were told when you graduated with a bachelor's degree that you were on the threshold of real life. Having now got a master's degree, the bulk of you have already tasted what real life must be like. You have already had the chance to explore the various avenues and thoroughfares of your areas of expertise. Therefore, I don't need to stand here and pretend to wax eloquent about the vagaries of real life. Many of you had to probably juggle a politicized workplace, family commitments, young children, relationships, and many other difficulties in order to finish your dissertation on time, sometimes skipping a meal, sometimes two, and most often in a dormant state of sleep deprivation. Having now overcome all this, you will soon find out that the intensity of your hard work will be manifested in the way you present yourself, with renewed efficiency in your workplace and to personal matters such as the treatment of your colleagues and family members. From your elderly parents to your son and daughter, in whose eyes you are a role model and to whom you can do no wrong. With a master's degree, you are now bequeathed with a very important and honorable responsibility. A responsibility and privilege that is bestowed to an estimated less than 10% of the developed world, a figure that is even lesser for developing nations and frontier economies. The world has seen supreme intelligence in the past, and the future will continue to produce great minds. Of that, there is certainly no doubt. But being the custodian of a refined intellect alone does not result in goodness and hope. Hope is created by the nourishment of the positive-minded around you, who help each other, who lend a strong arm to the downtrodden, generous in heart, moral in etiquette, and courageous in spirit, who believe in the collective empowerment of family, community, society, and nationhood. The famed architect Rem Koolhaas mentioned to an audience in Abu Dhabi just a few months ago, which included me as well, that silliness in architecture is a manifestation of neoliberalism. Increasingly, we see that monetary strength is usurping global societies that were once soaked in good morals and traditions and ideals. A global populace is fast becoming what Oscar Wilde called a people who know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Anyway, I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in times of great opportunity. And as has always been the case, in every period of our collective history, where there are opportunities and resources, threats come hand in glove. Prosperity and unregulated comfort gives rise to complacency, feebleness, and lack of resilience, as we saw when the global markets crashed in 2008, thereby resulting in the absence of livelihood for thousands of families. In today's fast-changing world, humankind is also at risk to being harmed by the pernicious effects of global warming, dwindling of natural water bodies, droughts, shortages of food, increased rises in epidemics, and respiratory issues owing to polluted air. It is said that the future wars will not be fought over mere territory, but over the desire to have greater access to clean water. Technology has made great advances in the last decade, as was noted by our keynote speaker. It is estimated that the total number of photographs taken in 2013 alone exceed the total number of photographs ever taken since the inception of the camera. Technology has resulted in great progresses in the fields of biology, medicine, and pharmaceuticals that have helped to save countless lives. Technology has also resulted in the millions of innocent lives lost to armed conflict. Graduates, we live in a time of great interconnectedness and communication through Facebook, Twitter, and other means of social media. And as with everything else, it is a time of great benefit and use, and also a time of great danger. A time so dangerous that if a girl were to make her presence known on my Facebook once too often, she may possibly get the attention of my wife. Or my father would know the mischief I have been up to by merely perusing my Twitter feed. I will not forget the instance when Professor Bassam, who is known for his very brief emails, once emailed me saying, "Congratulations on getting married. Essentially, you are very active on Twitter. When are you submitting your dissertation?" Professor Bassam, if you were not on Twitter, I will not be standing here. Thank you very much. There is, however, a very serious point, ladies and gentlemen. Occupied by our desire to be communicative on social media, we are increasingly attracted to a virtual environment that satiates our receptive sensitivities and damages real-life human and familial interactions. Graduates, today you are conferred with your master's degrees. Tomorrow some of you will go on to earn doctorates, and indeed I shall look towards the bright lights to see your names as beacons that extol your virtues. But with success, it is sometimes easy to forget our beginnings, which are often humble. It is sometimes easy to forget the people who stood by you in times of difficulties. Your father, whose every anxiety revolved around the well-being of yours and your siblings. And your mother, who probably sacrificed a high-flying career of her own to ensure that you are seated today in this audience, or that I am here addressing you all. Spouses, siblings, friends, great people who sacrificed a bit of their today for your tomorrow. To be neglectful or forgetful of them is wrong, graduates. Of course, it is of paramount importance that we keep in touch with the university and her academic and non-academic staff. Their great dedication to us makes us beholden to them, and it is important that we do not forget them and that you assist and keep in touch with them to help them replenish a future generation of graduates. Graduates, I wish you very well. Indeed, I wish you very, very well. Be vigilant of God's bounties around you. You are today blessed with a master's degree, and you are amongst a privileged chosen few. It is not like me to usually end with a quotation, but it is only apt that I end with this poem by Christopher Logue. "Come to the edge," he said. "We are comfortable back here," they said. "Come to the edge," he said. "No, we are too busy," they said. "Come to the edge," he said. "It's too high," they said. "Come to the edge," he said. "No, we are afraid," they said. "Come to the edge," he said. "No, we'll fall," they said. "Come to the edge," he said. And they did. And he pushed them, and they flew. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Your Highness, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor.